Hi.
Hola.
Hi, here's Mr. Döse.
This is Michael Bradley.
Hey, I'm Memphis.
Hey.
Hola. Hello.
I'm here with soccer.com.
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 And I'm talking with my friends soccer.com.
See you soon.
Hey guys, Josh from SoccerReviewsForYou.com, bringing you my review plus on-feet video of the Nike Mercurial Vapor 11 in the latest Elite Pack colorway. Now included with the shoes inside the box is the string bag you see right here, gray in color, Mercurial branding in Volt Yellow on the front, and black strings on the bag. And of course, along with the bag in the box, you get the shoes themselves, which I have right here. Now in today's video, we are going to take a closer look at the Elite Pack colorway of the Vapor 11. We're also going to be talking tech specs, performance features, taking a look at the weight of the shoe, as well as how they fit and feel on feet. So if you're interested in learning more, please stick around and watch the entire video. If you're interested in a pair of these for yourself, there'll be a little pop-up on screen as well as the first link down below in the description that'll take you directly to the review page on my website, where you'll find buy it now links with exclusive SR4U coupon codes, where you'll be able to pick these guys up below their normal $230 retail price. So if you're interested in a pair, little pop-up on screen, first link in the description, go ahead and check it out. And with that being said, let's get right into the review. To start things off, let's take a closer look at the colorway. Now this particular pack is called the Elite Pack, which in other lines from Nike might suggest that it's a different variation of a standard Vapor, for example. That's not the case. None of the Elite Pack shoes are any different from all the other colorways. It's simply just another colorway. The reason why it's called the Elite Pack is because only the best or the most elite 11 contracted athletes from Nike, professional players, will actually be wearing this particular colorway. So keep that in mind. That's why it's called the Elite Pack. Aside from the color, these are no different from other Vapor 11s that Nike has previously released. So with this particular colorway, there are quite a few colors actually listed. On the box, it'll read Pure Platinum, Black, Ghost Green, and Hyper Turquoise. For the base upper, you can see you have that Pure Platinum color, which is kind of like a lighter gray. And then you have the darker gray kind of stripes kind of going horizontally across the upper along with that ghost green, which looks really, really good. In comparison to the Superfly 5 in this particular colorway, you don't get that kind of split color shift because this obviously isn't a Flyknit upper. It's a little bit more consistent, and I would argue looks a little bit cleaner, although I think the Superfly 5 in this colorway looks quite good as well. You can see that the top of the foot here, where you have kind of the one-piece tongue area, that is fully darker gray. And then you have your ghost green accents in the outline of the swoosh, more horizontal lines, the laces, of course, the branding on the tongue, and then the Mercurial branding right here on the lateral side as well. A little bit of silver going down the back of the heel. The actual insole is a hyper turquoise color, so that's really the only turquoise you're going to find on the actual shoe, which you won't see when you're actually wearing them. And then the sole plate is more of that ghost green with translucent studs, and overall it's a really, really good looking shoe. I'm a big fan of this particular colorway, and I would say out of all the colorway releases for the Vapor 11 so far, this is my personal favorite, but let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. Do you like how these look? Why or why not? And with that being said, let's move on to the tech specs so we can learn a little bit more about the overall performance. From a performance standpoint, the Vapor 11 is a very, very good shoe. It's one of two top-end models in the Mercurial line. At $230, you have the Vapor 11, and then for an extra $70, you can get the Superfly 5, which I would say is equally as good. One isn't better than the other. If you want to see a direct comparison video between the two, I'll leave a little pop-up on screen, because that is two shoes that a lot of people consider when they're looking for new Mercurials. But again, it's more so a matter of personal preference as to which one you're going to like better and which one's going to be better for you, rather than one strictly being better than the other, because I really don't feel that's the case. They're quite a bit different when it comes to the uppers, whereas the sole plate and stud pattern is the same on both shoes. So with the Vapor 11, what you're getting here is a one-piece Tasian synthetic upper. It's very thin and it provides a barefoot feel, as you would expect. There's pretty much no extra padding to this upper. It's very thin, it's very pingy, and again, it's as close to playing barefoot as you can get from any Nike model at the moment. What they've added for the Vapor 11 this time around is the speed rib texturing, so that is something that is kind of consistent across the entire Mercurial line this time around. The texturing, it's noticeable to the touch, but not necessarily as noticeable when you actually make contact with the ball. So one of those features that, again, I wouldn't play too much into as far as how big it's going to impact your experience with this particular shoe, if that's something that you were overly concerned with. The upper texturing itself, is relatively smooth. There's some very, very minor texturing to it that, again, you don't really notice, but it is in fact there. And then, of course, ACC All Conditions Control acts as your wet control element that you'll find on all the top-end models from Nike. You're also going to find that the upper does have a one-piece construction in that there is no overlapping materials across the top of the foot where the tongue would normally be. Instead, you get this thin material that's slightly stretchy, and again, it gives you this nice, tight, perfect wrap around your foot. Very consistent touch because there is no overlapping materials, and it helps to hold your foot in place quite nicely as well. Very good system, something they introduced with the Vapor 10 that carries over to the Vapor 11. By the way, if you guys would like to see a playtest video of the Vapor 11, I do have one of those up on my channel. I'll leave a little pop-up on screen. You can go ahead and check that out if you haven't seen it already. Obviously, one of the main differences between the Vapor 11 and the Superfly 5, aside from the lack of a Flyknit upper on this shoe, is the fact that it is a traditional low cut, as we've always seen from the Mercurial Vapor. You have internal heel counter, pretty standard low cut, nice smooth synthetic leather liner on the inside with a decent amount of padding considering how light these actually are. The insole fully removable. I'll give you guys a quick look at that. This is also the same as the Superfly 5. It features a mesh liner on top, and then is made from this kind of ortholite foam material that provides some decent amount of cushioning considering how thin it actually is. Pretty good insole, probably one of the better ones we've ever seen on a high-end Mercurial model. And then moving on to the Soleplate and stud pattern, you have the new Nike Plate Soleplate, which is shared with the Superfly 5, and is arguably, in my opinion at least, the best new, I guess, technology that they've introduced on this next generation of Mercurials. Basically what they've done with this particular Nike plate is it's made from one single layer of material. They're able to do this using a special vacuum forming process when they are manufacturing the shoe, and because there aren't multiple layers of materials like you would normally find in the traditional construction of a sole plate, it allows them to add some dimension to the actual plate itself. So instead of being completely flat where your foot sits on top, kind of like my hand is on this desk, it allows your foot to slide on top of the sole plate because it is just completely flat. You actually have some I guess, anatomic shaping to the bottom of the sole plate. It's not as significant as you might expect, but there are certain areas where you sit into the sole plate as opposed to directly on top. So if you can imagine my hand kind of sinking into this desk ever so slightly, it helps my hand to not be able to move. Same thing with the inside of the shoe when you put your foot inside. It holds your foot in place on the base of the sole plate, and because the upper is pretty well structured and the shoe fits so tight, you get this very kind of one-to-one connection with the shoe. They feel really light, your foot doesn't move around, the responsiveness is tremendous, and again, it's a really, really cool feature and something that is instantly noticeable when you put on the Vapor 11 or the Superfly 5 for that matter. Sole plate itself also has some decent flexibility to it, which is nice. And then of course you have the firm ground stud pattern here, which features all of these chevron shaped studs. They're all the exact same shape. They're all the exact same length as well. They're just positioned at different angles. And as far as traction is concerned, as you would expect from a Mercurial model, it's very, very aggressive, plenty of bite when pushing off in any direction, and really probably the most aggressive traction pattern that you can find on any shoe at the moment. So if you've worn Mercurials in the past and you like the traction that they had on offer, you're definitely going to like what they've done with this next generation of Mercurials. In terms of weight, the Vapor 11 is the lightest model currently on offer from Nike, and actually one of the lightest shoes currently available, period. So I'm going to weigh this pair for you today in real time using this scale. Keep in mind that this is a brand new pair in a size 9 US. We're going to throw them on the scale, and you can see that they weigh in at 5.9 ounces, the equivalent of 168 grams. So just under the 6 ounce mark, which is very lightweight. These are lighter than the Superfly 5s, not by a lot, but by a significant enough amount to where I would say that it is noticeable when you have the shoes on your feet, although the feel is entirely different in comparison to a pair of Superflies. Nonetheless, if you're looking for a very lightweight pair of shoes, you're definitely going to get that from the Vapor 11. All right, so here is a look at the Vapor 11s on feet. On my left foot, I have the stock ghost green laces that come with the shoes, and on my right foot, I have a pair of steel gray reflective SR4U replacement laces. If you're interested in a pair of replacement laces for yourself, the website to go to is www.sr4ulaces.com. You can go there by either clicking the little pop-up on screen, or it'll be linked down below in the description of this video. So if you're interested in a pair, be sure to go ahead and check that out. Now, in terms of how these things fit and feel on feet, as you would expect from any Mercurial vapor. It has a very tight kind of one-to-one wrap around your foot. It's a tight fitting shoe, no extra space on the inside whatsoever, and you get that kind of second skin sensation, especially considering how thin the upper actually is. It's pretty flexible out of the box. There's not a whole lot to break in. It's more so just a matter of getting used to how they feel. Again, the sole plate being anatomically shaped under your foot does have that good sensation of lockdown that is pretty unique to the top end Mercurial models from Nike, be it the Vapor or the Superfly. But overall, the shoe fits really, really nicely, and if you've worn Mercurial Vapors in the past, these are going to be pretty familiar to you. As far as width is concerned, like I said, it is a very tight fitting shoe, so if you have wide feet, probably not the best option for you. They're not really going to stretch all that much, but again, if you've worn Mercurials in the past, you're not going to have any issues with the fit of the Vapor 11. As far as sizing is concerned, I'm wearing my usual size 9 US here, and the fit and the length is absolutely perfect. So as we've pretty much always seen from Mercurials, if you are interested in a pair for yourself, I would strongly recommend going true to size in order to achieve the best possible fit. All right, guys, that is it for my review of the Elite Pack Nike Mercurial Vapor 11. Again, if you guys are interested in a pair of these for yourself, be sure to check out the review page on my website. You can access that page by either clicking the little eye in the corner of the screen, or it'll be the very first link down below the description. And on that review page, you will find buy it now links with exclusive SR4U coupon codes where you'll be able to pick these up below their normal $230 retail price. If you have any questions at all regarding the Vapor 11, leave them down below in the comments and I definitely will get an answer out to you. If you enjoyed today's video, found it helpful and informative, be sure to support it with a like. Subscribe if you haven't already for daily videos on all the latest and greatest soccer gear. You can find all my social media information linked in the description as well. And other than that, guys, hope you enjoyed today's video, and as always, thanks for watching.